today. 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News.
Hello and good morning. This is the World News on your premium talk radio, Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. I am Annie Abdul Salam. In the headlines, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike announces acquisition of 45% stake in OML 11 in Ogoni communities. Appeal by PDP at Supreme Court stalls adoption of written addresses at Rivers State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal. Political logjam occurs within PDP as two speakers emerge in Bielsa State House of Assembly. And on the foreign scene, concerns rise over safety of U.S. whistleblower. And now the details. Governor Nyesom Wike says the Rivers State government has fully acquired Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria, SPDC's 45% interest in the oil mining lease OML 11, situated in Ijema Ebubu community in Eleme local government area, and another adjoining Ogoni communities in the state. Governor Wike, who disclosed this at the statewide broadcast at the Government House in Port Harcourt, explained that the background for the acquisition of OML 11 was premised on a court judgment.
I am delighted to inform you that the Rivers State government has fully acquired Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria, SPDC, 45% interest in oil mining lease OML 11, situated in Ejema Ibubu community in Elime local government area and other adjoining Ogoni areas of Rivers State. Background facts. The background of incidents and processes that accumulated into the salutary development as follows. Following a major oil spill from SDPC Trans-Niger High Pressure Crude Oil Pipeline at Ejema community, an approximate area of 255 hectares of arable land for agriculture, fishing swamps, and rivers were devastated.
Governor Wike also explained why the state government acquired the 45% stake, saying that the federal government and the state government had lost a lot of revenue in the area for close to 30 years after the death of environmental activist Ken Saro-Wiwa and other prominent Ogoni sons in the area.
Therefore, I directed Rivers State Ministry of Finance Incorporated to make a bid of $150 million, supported by a bank guarantee and cash payment to the deputy sheriff in the sum of 1 billion naira, the latter payable to judgment creditors while the former is escrowed. I further directed the relevant government agencies to take immediate steps to liaise with any financially capable companies to partner with the Rivers State government to ensure that the sale of food comes on stream. A lot of revenue is lost to the Federation account in OML 11 due to non-production of nearly 250,000 barrels per day of its crude oil potentials. Now, the Rivers State government has continued to lose 13% derivation fund from the said 55% stake of the federal government in that field for nearly 30 years now, that rather than stand by and watch other persons or group purchase SPDC 45% interest in that OML 11 and further exacerbate the poverty of the people of the state, a responsible and responsive state government should weigh in and bid for the purchase of SPDC interest already set down for auction.
There you heard Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State. The Rivers State House of Assembly has approved the request by Governor Nyesom Wike to appoint 35 special advisors. The request of the governor is contained in a letter to the Assembly, which was read on the floor of the House by the Speaker, Ikunyo Waji-Bani. Lawmakers, including the Chief Whip, Evans BP, and the member representing Ogba Egbema Ndoni constituency, Nathaniel Uwaji, said the appointment was long overdue. After debates, Speaker Ikunyo Waji-Bani said the appointment of the SAs will help to strengthen and support the smooth running of the state.
If there are no other officials of government assisting, he won't be able to do it alone, which is the essence of this request. On that note, if you are in support that the 35 special advisors, as requested by His Excellency, be approved by this House, can you indicate by raising your hands? From the result, shows that the request of His Excellency that 35 special advisors be approved for him in line with Section 196 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is hereby approved by the House.
River State government has cleared to commence recruitment, training, and operation of State Neighborhood Safety Corps following the judgment of a federal high court sitting in Port Harcourt. Justice Henry Oshoma, in a judgment in the matter instituted by the Director General of Neighborhood Safety Corps, Uche Chukuma, on behalf of the state government, however, dismissed Section 2A of the law that empowered Neighborhood Corps to carry arms, stating that only security agencies are empowered to carry arms by federal law. Justice Oshoma ruled that the River State Neighborhood Safety Corps Law Number 8 of 2018 is constitutional and valid, saying that the Nigerian Army was wrong when they interfered and disrupted the screening exercise of Neighborhood Watch. Justice Oshoma also refused to award any compensation to the plaintiff as paid in the suit filed on the 5th of December 2018 against the General Officer commanding the 6th Division of Nigerian Army for unlawful interference and disruption of the Neighborhood Corps recruitment exercise on the 29th of November 2018. Speaking to correspondent Uchendu Ejiowo, Attorney General of River State, Zacchaeus Adango, who is the counsel to the DG of the Neighborhood Watch, said they are happy with the judgment as it has clearly shown that no authority empowered the Nigerian Army to carry out such actions.
The judgment of the court is to the fact that the River State Neighborhood Safety Court Law Number 8 of 2018 is constitutional and valid, except Section 2, which empowers members of the agency to carry arms. And the court has further held that it was wrong for the Army to have interfered and disrupted the screening and training program for members of the corps. They had no such authority to do so because that law is validly constitutional. The important is that the Director General and Chairman of that agency can proceed to recommence the recruitment and training exercise for eligible persons into that.
Counsel to the Nigerian Army, Selina Amonefa, declined to speak on the judgment. Adoption of final reading addresses on the governorship election petition filed by the governorship candidate of the Africa Action Congress in Rivers State, Biokpamabo Awara, against the declaration of Governor Nyesom Wike by the Independent National Electoral Commission has been stalled at the Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Port Harcourt. The final reading addresses, which were to be adopted yesterday at the tribunal, could not happen because parties involved appeared before the Supreme Court to hear an appeal by Governor Wike and the People's Democratic Party over the ruling of appeal court on the matter, which ordered parties to return to a tribunal to hear the matter on its merit after tribunal had dismissed the appeal of Awara. We gathered that the tribunal adjourned to the 2nd of October to give time for the hearing of appeal at the Supreme Court. Our correspondent reports that counsel to the AAC governorship candidate, Tayo, who is a senior advocate of Nigeria, objected the appointment of Justice Mary Odili as the chairman of the Supreme Court panel over her alleged affiliation with the People's Democratic Party. The Supreme Court adjourned the matter indefinitely. The All Progressives Congress has expressed worries over the delay in reassigning a matter before the Rivers State High Court instituted by Juan Ibrahim Omar and 23 others against the APC on the conduct of fresh congresses in the state. A member of the APC legal team, J.C. Williams, who confirmed the development to our correspondent, said the case file was yet to be reassigned to a new judge after Justice Latham Norde returned it. On the interlocutory injunction on the suspended APC congresses, Williams said, inasmuch as the law does not recognize the injunction after 7 days that it was issued, the law also permits extension of time, especially when the matter was yet to be heard.
Well, what the provision of the law is that after 7 days, the government truly, interim injunctions, so we will look into that. Then the matter has not been reassigned. All that we would have to handle this with. It doesn't. However, the law also makes provision for extension of that period. It's usually a 7-day period, but the law also makes provision for extension.
38-year-old Francis Njoku, who was alleged to have caused the death of foremost journalist and rights activist Patrick Ngabaton, has been granted bail by a magistrate court in Rumoduaya, Obiakpo local government area of River State. Njoku, who was facing 4-count charges bordering on traffic offences that caused an accident at Rukwa Kulusi pleaded guilty to 2 out of the 4 charges. Our correspondent reports that Magistrate Esther Okere granted bail to the accused to the tune of 1 million naira and to provide a surety resident around the jurisdiction of the court. Speaking with newsman Ayodele Salami, who is counsel to Patrick Ngabaton, said they want the court to prescribe the penalty of the offense committed by the defendant.
Here too, and I was given a copy of the charge sheet. I discovered also that on the court's record that the accused person had pleaded guilty to 2 of the charges. So in that case, what we intend to do to assist the course of justice, we will bring a formal application for the normal due process that occurs when an accused has pleaded guilty to charges. That is for the court to go ahead and take the issue, the charges that the accused has pleaded guilty to, and proceed accordingly. We normally, when an accused has pleaded guilty like this, there's a very straightforward trial.
Counsel to the accused, Bernard Egu, on his part, said the conditions of the bail granted Francis Njoku are fair enough.
And the bail is okay because this court has a jurisdiction to grant the bail. The only thing is the only situation whereby this court cannot grant a bail is on capital offense, and this matter is not a capital offense. There is a difference between bail and trial. The court may not have jurisdiction to try a matter, but it may have jurisdiction to grant bail. So what he did is according to the law.
The matter was adjourned till October 22nd for hearing. Patrick Ngabaton died after an accident that occurred at Rupakolusi New Layout in Obiako local government area of River State. The Department of State Service, DSS, has said it did not arrest or detain an author and columnist, Chido Onuma. Nigeria's secret police, however, said they merely engaged Onuma in an interaction following what it described as a threat to national security and public order. Public Relations Officer of the DSS, Peter Funaya, in a statement, said on his arrival at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, they discovered that Onuma wore a T-shirt with "We are all Biafrans" inscribed on it. The DSS added that with credible intelligence that he might be a subject of mob attack if allowed to go into town in the same cloth, adding that the service invited him and drew his attention to the implications of his probable intentions or unintended actions. The service said it strongly believed that an attack on Onuma would have sparked ethno-religious reprisals with dire consequences for law and order and public safety in the country. The convener of #RevolutionNow protest, Omoyele Sowore, and his co-defendant Olawale Bakare have pleaded not guilty to charges filed against them by the federal government. The duo are being arraigned by the federal government on 7 charges bordering on alleged conspiracy to commit treason, money laundering, and insulting the president, among others. Senior advocate of Nigeria, Adeyinka Olumide Fusika, who is counsel to Sowore, had maintained that the arraignments should not be allowed to go on the grounds that the Department of State, which has been keeping Sowore in custody since August 3rd, 2019, had not allowed the defendant to consult with their lawyer after the charges were filed. But the application was dismissed. Presiding Judge Justice Ijoma Ojukwu ordered the remand of Sowore and Bakare and adjourned till Friday this week for their bail consideration. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has lamented the slow pace of development in the country 59 years after the attainment of political independence. Atiku expressed this in a statement issued to mark Nigeria's 59th independence anniversary. The presidential candidate of the PDP in the last election said Nigeria's founding fathers will be disappointed at how bad things have turned despite the end of military rule in 1999. Atiku also lamented what he called the persecution of judges, even as he blamed political leadership for the depth of poverty in the land. You're listening to the World News here on Today 95.1 FM. After the break, we'll be back with more stories on sport in the sporting section and foreign scene. Please stay with us.
Every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today 95.1 FM.
Na wani samun yanshin kai Nigeria. Happy Independence Nigeria.
Nigeria, nyini do kid. Ya idiana kid. Ya imai dem nyin. Idare siru kari demo Nigeria.
I don't make out. I make a lot of happy independent. My dahirinu do.
Nigeria or no. Wa belle olali ene ekiobiyo.
Nigeria andi ba happy independent to kachuku wedebe kwa kaina agani.
Nigeria yìí ti gbogbo wa ni kò dẹ̀ gbúdọ̀ bàjẹ́ kú àjọyọ̀ independence tọdún yìí.
Ọmọ Naija ẹ má ṣe rékéré.
Nigeria is 59. It's another birthday. And on this day, we celebrate our great country, Nigeria. We go down memory lane to remember the struggle and efforts put in by the veterans, our heroes, to get our freedom. In our desire for independence, we presented a united front, cultural allegiance not standing in the way of our goal. We stood as one people and cried out with one voice. There is much more we can achieve when we stand as one. Nigerians, united we stand. Divided we fall. God bless Nigeria.
We are green and white. Welcome to the giant might. The greatest strides will someday bring us pride. But till that day comes, we will rejoice and celebrate. It is our independence. Today, we are 59. Happy Independence, Nigeria. This message is brought to you by Today95.1 FM, Voice of the People.
Welcome back, and you're still listening to the World News here on Today 95.1 FM. As Nigeria marks her 59th independence, our correspondent Chinedu Iwuna in this special report takes us through how the nation has fared in the area of employment generation.
National Bureau of Statistics, the unemployment rate in Nigeria has risen to 21%, with the data of 2018, while the underemployment rate was put at 16.6%. Worse still, these figures are expected to go up to 33.5% by the year 2020 if nothing is done to tame the trend. Analysts believe the development has aided the high prevalent rate of crimes and criminality, including mass murder, insurgency, armed robbery, and drug abuse, among others. A Rivers lawmaker, Dumlema, believed the trend raises a lot of concerns for all Nigerians.
And so if by this time we don't have a stable economy that will take care of the unemployment of our youth you have just mentioned, to me is a thing of concern. And the only thing a responsible and responsive government will do is to look at the rate of unemployment of our youth and then look for a possible lasting solution to that kind of situation. For us in Rivers State, I will make bold to say that our governor is taking his conscious time to engage stakeholders and therefore is looking at what are those things that can actually answer to this general question of unemployment of our youth.
Another stakeholder, Chief Isaac Wong, said the country may not achieve the desired result with the present leaders, which he said have always been recycled.
Because we still have the same crop of people in government, and we're still recycling the same set of people we have had even since 60s before we were born. We still have been doing the same thing the same way, and we cannot continue to doing the same thing the same way and expect a change. We can't get any difference rather than the bulk setback we have continuously witnessed in this country. We have a time bomb over the issue of population among the youths and unemployment.
Available records showed that from 1972 till date, about 14 different social intervention programs targeted at reducing youth unemployment and eradicating poverty have been implemented by different administrations since Nigeria gained independence. Some of these programs include the National Accelerated Food Production Program, implemented between 1972 and 1973, and the current National Social Investment Program, which has been ongoing since 2017, embedded in the National Economic Recovery and Growth Plan for 2017 to 2020. But it does appear the impact are not felt, as the unemployment rate and poverty levels are on steady paths of growth, indicating high resilience against the intervention efforts. Stakeholders, however, suggest possible way out of the current high unemployment rate.
So far, we've done really very, very bad, because part of the channels that was supposed to be annexed for unemployment
government has not been really tapped the areas of SME, which are the small and medium scale enterprises, which is actually the driving force of most developed countries.
The federal government, the government of Nigeria, should go back, sit back and look at this side of this thing called agriculture. Some countries are living on agriculture as their source of economy, and they are fine. We have good land, we have everything it takes to ensure that we do very robust agriculture.
We must identify with our growing population, considering our natural resources and which sums we have in this country, to be able to diversify and build upon what God have actually given us nature. Of course, we should be able to diversify on the area of technology. We should be able to lean on agriculture.
While the country is still grappling with a high level of unemployment rate, those who are already in the labor force continue to agitate for a better welfare. The chairman of the Rivers State Council of Nigerian Labour Congress, Beatrice Ituba, said these agitations are often expected between management and employees.
Because while Labour is asking for improved welfare, improved remunerations for its workers, the average employer of Labour will want the other way. And so you find out that at every point in time we must be. But the truth is that sometimes we look at these things and then we begin to see how we can come to a compromise. But one thing is that government or management and Labour are not enemies too, because there must be workers for management to function, and there must be management for workers to also function, because without an employer, there will be no employee. And so we must work together. It's like the teeth and the tongue.
With the current unemployment rate increasing rapidly, it is expected that government at all levels employ better strategies at reducing the trend as Nigerians continue to hope for a better future. Chinedu Iwuna, Today 95.1 FM.
The paramount ruler of Akpo Kingdom in Obiakpo local government area of Rivers State, His Royal Majesty Ezanele Olu Oribe, has advised the people to hold their tradition and culture in high esteem. Eze Olu Oribe, who spoke during the ongoing Akpo New Yam Festival, said such recognition by the custodians will help the people discover themselves, identify their challenges, and resolve them. Denyeweli of Akpo said the celebration of the New Yam Festival helps to bring the people together to foster peace and unity.
You see, what we are celebrating is an annual festival started from our forefathers to showcase that Aboma has started eating of New Yam. And the importance of the festival is to bring all sons and daughters of the kingdom and beyond to come and celebrate for peace in the kingdom, peace in Ikwere, peace in Rivers State. Today, when the gods will speak, he will direct when I start eating New Yam. So today is purely proclamation. But my advice to those who neglect their culture is that they should maintain their culture, because it is only through their culture that people can be identified.
Our correspondent reports that the Akpo Kingdom Yam Festival involves wrestling, eating of the new yam, and other cultural activities. A political logjam has occurred in Bayelsa State ahead of the November governorship election in the state. This is because of the crisis rocking the Bayelsa State House of Assembly, which now has two leaderships, both within the ruling People's Democratic Party, PDP. The crisis in the State Assembly, made up of 24 members, began when the incumbent Speaker, Tonye Isne, adjourned proceedings indefinitely before thugs suspected to be his supporters carted away the mace, a symbol of authority in the Assembly. Shortly after security personnel deployed to the assembly brought the situation under control, journalists were ordered out of the chamber as the Deputy Speaker, Abraham Ingobere, took over proceedings and elected a new Speaker, Monday Obolo. Isena has been under intense pressure to resign his position to give way for a new leadership or face impeachment. And now to the foreign scene, the lawyers for a whistleblower whose complaint triggered a United States presidential impeachment inquiry, say Donald Trump's words are endangering their client. Since the transcript of his call with the president of Ukraine was revealed, Trump has called for the anonymous whistleblower to be unmasked. Democrats said the whistleblower will testify to Congress soon once steps are taken to protect their identity. Trump has suggested his opponents could be arrested for treason. And now to end the news, here is a summary of the major stories. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has announced the acquisition of 45% stake in OML 11 in Ogoni communities by the state government. An appeal by the PDP at the Supreme Court has told the adoption of written addresses at the Rivers State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal. When we told you that political logjam has occurred within the PDP as two speakers emerge in the Bielsa State House of Assembly. And on the foreign scene, concerns have risen over the safety of a U.S. whistleblower. And that was the news as edited by Chinedu Iwuna. For comments and inquiries, please call 081-5341-8657 or send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. You can also read our stories on Today95. You can also read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. I am Annie Abdusalam, and from all of us here and in Today 95.1 FM, we're wishing everybody out there a happy 59th Independence celebration.
Today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Escapade Bar. Escapade Bar. Are you looking to have fun? Then this is the right place for you. Escapade Bar presents Independence Groove, featuring comedy, live band, and music from DJ Sky. Venue, number 8 Elibam Road, Rumadaolu, by Image Diagnostics, Port Harcourt, River State. Date, October 1, Independence Day. Time, 6 p.m.
Special guest appearance, Prince Ezekiel, the Funny King. Gate fee is free. Just come and buy a bottle of drink and catch some fun.
For more details, call 0802 050 2115. Again, 0802 050 2115. It's time to get your independence groove on.
Hello, good day, everybody. Good day, good day, good day. I bring greetings from Belter Evidence Assembly, home of evidence, home of evidence. There is a good news, there is a good thing that is happening in Belter Evidence Assembly. It's anniversary. Better Evidence Assembly is celebrating our 3 years anniversary with 5 days program. 5 days of celebrating God's freedom. Team, I must get there. I must get there. So personalize it and make it personal for yourself that you must get there. You will not be stopped halfway. Nothing will stop you. Powers in your Father's house cannot stop you halfway. And it is happening 1st October, 9 a.m. in the morning. 1st October, 9 a.m. in the morning at number 1 Jesus Baby Road, back of SAS office, Rukboko, Port Harcourt. Back of SAS office, Rukboko, Port Harcourt. That is where it is happening. And I want you to find your way and be there. Find your way and just start coming because you can't afford to miss it. I will be having a very big guest. Sensational Bamidele will be there live. And Christian Watching Emere will be there live. UC Entertainment Africa Initiative will be there live. And these are the phone numbers you can call for direction, for prayers, for counseling, or anything at all that you know you need from the Church Better Evidence Assembly. 070-677-55402. 070-677-55402. The second number 070-6285-8146. 070-6285-8146. And don't forget that the church every Tuesday is always our prophetic and deliverance service, and every Sunday is our celebration service. This anniversary is 9 a.m. in the morning on Tuesday, 1st October. On Wednesday is 4 p.m. On Thursday, 4 p.m. On Friday is a praise night. On Friday is praise night. And on Sunday is Thanksgiving proper. So find your way and be there. Our mandate is restoring destinies through power manifestation and bringing evidence to many. Someone out there is about to receive evidence that will make your enemies to cry, because you must get there. You will not be stopped halfway. Nothing can stop you halfway. It's happening at Belter Evidence Assembly. I am Reverend Dr. Uche Juliet Ajurisin, Jesus Baby. And these are the phone numbers you can call for direction, for prayers, for counseling, or anything at all that you know you need from the Church Better Evidence Assembly. 070-677-55402. 070-677-55402. The second number 070-6285-8146. 070-6285-8146. And don't forget that the church every Tuesday is always our prophetic and deliverance service, and every Sunday is our celebration service. This anniversary is 9 a.m. in the morning on Tuesday, 1st October. On Wednesday is 4 p.m. On Thursday, 4 p.m. On Friday is a praise night.
Friday is a praise night, 9 p.m. You can't afford to miss it because you must get there. 9 p.m. on Friday. And these are the testimonies that have happened in the church. A lot of testimony. A woman has been pregnant for 6 years. She delivered twins, a boy and a girl. It is the family that give us the land where the church is. The 6 plot of land where the church is. A woman has been instantly healed of 26 years madness. A woman that have breast cancer, one of the breasts has been cut off before. And when she came, the other one was having issue and God healed her. Boy that have imbecile for about 19 years, I've suffered imbecile, was healed in the church. A little boy that have not worked for 6 years, God helped him. The boy was after prayer. God is about to do something. HIV have been set free. People that have HIV, kidnapping case, God have released so many of them. God is about to set you free.
And on Sunday is Thanksgiving proper. So find your way and be there. And it is happening 1st October, 9 a.m. in the morning. 1st October, 9 a.m. in the morning at number 1 Jesus Baby Road, back of SAS office, Rukboko, Port Harcourt. Back of SAS office, Rukboko, Port Harcourt. That is where it is happening. And I want you to find your way and be there. Find your way and just start coming because you can't afford to miss it. I will be having a very big guest. Sensational Bamidele will be there live. And Christian Watching Emere will be there live. UC Entertainment Africa Initiative will be there live. Our mandate is restoring destinies through power manifestation and bringing evidence to many. Someone out there is about to receive evidence that will make your enemies to cry because you must get there. You will not be stopped halfway. Nothing can stop you halfway. It's happening at Belter Evidence Assembly. I am Reverend Dr. Uche Juliet Ajurisin, Jesus Baby 1. See you there. God bless you.
You make the little things I do.
My name is Simidele Adiagbo, the first ever Nigerian skeleton athlete to compete in the Winter Olympics. To keep tabs on trending sports stories across the globe, keep listening to Sports Attack on your premium talk, news, and sports radio station. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. You will be glad you did.
A very good morning and welcome to another exciting edition of Sports Attack, reaching you live from the studios of your premium news talk and sports radio station. Today, 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. It's Tuesday, the first day of October 2019, and happy independence to you all out there listening to my lovely voice this morning. My name is Dr. Skokie, the sports diva, here to keep you updated through major stories making the rounds in the world of sports. So fasten your seatbelts because it's going to be a bumpy ride. Kicking things off from the tracks where Nigeria's quest to win her first medal at the World Athletics Championships since 2013 got a huge boost as both Favour Ofeli and Patience Okon-George, who ran in the heats of the women's 400 meters, qualified for the semi-final of the 2019 edition taking place in Doha, Qatar. Favour Ofeli, the African under-18 double champion, was in imperious form as she continued a rapid rise to the top of the global sprinting, running a blistering personal best of 51.51 seconds to place third in her heat. Despite placing sixth in her heat, multiple national champion Patience Okon-George squashed through to today's semi-finals as a non-automatic qualifier with a time of 51.71 seconds. Nigeria's only semi-finalist in the men's 200 meters, Divine Oduduru, could not sail past a heat that was stacked with Olympic and world medalists, recording 20.84 seconds to place 8th. Blessing Okabare got disqualified for a lane infringement after she had placed 4th place in the heat 1 of the women's 200 meters. Here's the full schedule of all Team Nigeria athletes competing on day 5, that is today, at the 2019 World Championships in Doha. At 6:50 p.m., Nigeria's women's 400 meters semi-final. Heat 1, multiple national champion Patience Okon-George versus defending world champion Phyllis Francis. versus London 2017 silver medalist Salva El Nassar. And 7:10 p.m. women's 400 meters semi-final heat 3. Africa under 18 double champion Favor Ofili versus Moscow 2013 bronze medalist Stephanie Ann McStuffin. And let's go to basketball this morning, where the Zenith Bank Women's Basketball League commences today in the Atlantic and Savannah conferences as the battle for a place in the national final 8 begins. In Ibadan, Oluyole Babes faces MFM Queens at the Indoor Sports Hall of the Liberty Stadium in what will be the curtain raiser in the Atlantic Conference phase. At noon, the Zenith Women's League defending champions First Bank will be up against Ogun Babes, while Dolphins tackle Delta Force at 2 p.m. The last game of the day will be between IGP Queens of Lagos and Sunshine Angels of Akure at 4 p.m. Matchday 2 fixtures on Wednesday in Abuja will have Black Gold taking on Kaduna Angels, Customs face Adamawa Flames, Taraba Hurricanes will be up against Plateau Rocks, while the big game of the day will be between Air Warriors and Nigerian Army at 4 p.m. The conference phase ends Tuesday, October 8, 2019. Meanwhile, the lingering leadership tussle in the Nigerian Basketball Federation has been identified as the major factor hindering the development of game, which is affecting the smooth running of the local league. Former MBBF President Tijani Umar speaks of the importance of resolving the crisis and the need to have a functional men's league in place in order to develop the sport here in the home front.
We need to have our local leagues running. We need to fix all our challenges. We need to come back to the table and harness these resources that we have. You see, the hall was full today, so it's a huge task on our hands to try to get them harnessed, engaged, and then clearly directed and guided for a very wonderful league. It just tells us if we don't get it right, if we don't get the league back on course, these young people that came here today will have nothing to do that is positive. And we stand to lose.
However, former NBA champion Festus Ezeli is eyeing a spot in the Tigers team to next year's Olympic Games in Tokyo, Japan. Ezeli, who won the NBA trophy with the Golden State Warriors in 2015, was in Abuja the weekend to support the Power Forward Basketball Championship. Ezeli, who has been out injured for about 2 seasons, disclosed that he was close to full fitness after recovering from a nagging knee injury. He also stated that he is now able to run without pain and he is in line to make a comeback with Portland Trail Blazers. He stated that playing for the Nigerian national team has been his dream and would work hard to achieve his aim at next year's Olympic Games. Quoting him now, he said, "I have always said I wanted to play in the national team, but injury put paid to that, but I will resume playing soon and I hope to get into the Nigerian team in time for next year's Olympics." Ezeli joined the students who took part in the Power Forward events to be hardworking, persevere, and give their best at all times, assuring that these attributes will take them to the top. And let's go to the boxing ring where Deontay Wilder will be waiting to find out the winner of the Anthony Joshua and the Rui Jr. rematch before committing to a second fight with Tyson Fury, says promoter Eddie Hearn. Joshua's second world heavyweight title fight against Anthony Jr. will be held in Saudi Arabia on December 7, while WBC champion Wilder has announced his own rematch with Luis Ortiz in Los Angeles on November 23rd. But matchroom boss Eddie Hearn has raised doubts about whether Wilder would finalize another WBC title defense against Fury with a string of lucrative fights at stake following Rui Jr. 2. Quoting Eddie Hearn, he said, "If Fury beats Joshua, they will be looking to make that fight an undisputed fight. But obviously, if Joshua wins, that throws everything out, and who can rule out Joshua against Tyson Fury at Wembley next summer?" Still quoting Eddie Hearn, he said, "Win or lose against Fury, that's a fight we must see. But the focus for AJ is just to beat Andy Rui Jr." Joshua has admitted he wants to fight Wilder and Fury if he avenges his shock loss to Rui Jr. at the Madison Square Garden in June. And that's all for all the sports. Moving over to football this morning and starting from the home front, where the Nigerian National League has fixed a 2-week deadline for clubs to fully comply with all registration requirements and turn in all necessary paperwork before the commencement of the 2019-2020 season. According to a statement signed by the NNL head of media, Ama Ignes, Club and players registration will begin on Monday 30 September and end on Monday 14 October. The kickoff date for the new season remains Friday 1st of November was unanimous agreed by the clubs during the annual general meeting of the NLL held at the end of the Super 4 tournament in Enugu last month. 46 teams comprised of an even split of 23 teams each in the Northern and Southern conferences will compete in the 2019-2020 Nigerian National League season. The teams were grouped into 4 divisions, A1, A2, B1, B2, and promotion to the top tier NPFL will be secured by teams who finish top of their respective groups. And over now to the continent, where the Nigerian representatives in the CAF Confederations Cup, Enugu Rangers and Eyimba International will know their opponents for the playoff round of the competition on Wednesday, 9th October 2019. Rangers defeated AS Pelicans of Gabon 4-3 on aggregates to secure their place in the playoff, while Eyimba lost to Al Hilal of Sudan 1-0 over 2 legs and dropped to the Confederations Cup. Africa's soccer governing body announced that the draw for CAF Champions League matches and Confederation Cup will come up on Wednesday in Cairo. The People Elephant lost at the semi-final of the competition to Raja Casablanca last season, while the Flying Antelopes lost out at the group stage after losing at home back-to-back to Tunisian sides CX Sfaxien and Etoile du Sahel. Confederation Cup trophy remains exclusive to Nigeria after Eyimba broke the Champions League jinx in 2003 and won it again in 2004. Heading straight to the camp of the Super Falcons, where they continued pursuit of a ticket to the women's football tournament of the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games when they fly to Abidjan, capital of Cote d'Ivoire, today ahead of a first leg clash with their Ivorian counterparts on Thursday. Acting head coach Chris Danjuma has selected 7 overseas-based and 11 home-based professionals for the clash, with new captain and FC Barcelona ace Azizat Oshola leading the 18 women playing body. There are also defenders Chidema Okeke and Osinachi Ohale, midfielder Ngozi Okobi and Chinaza Uchendo, and forward Francisca Odega and Rashidat Ajibade from overseas. Goalkeepers Tochukwu Oluehi and Chiamaka Nadozie, defender Gochi Emenayo, Gloria Ogbonna and Miriam Ibrahim, midfielders Amarachi Okoronkwo, Cecilia Uku, Ihoma Onyebuchi and Regina Otu, and forward Gift Monday and Rafiat Sule complete the roster. The Nigerian Football Federation has already scheduled the return leg of the fixture for the Agege Stadium in Lagos on Monday, 7th of October 2019. The full list of all players going to Abidjan: goalkeepers Chiamaka Nadozie, Tochukwu Oluehi, defenders Uchechi Emenayo, Gloria Ogbonna, Chinaza Ohale, Chidema Okeke, Miriam Ibrahim, Ihoma Onyebuchi. For midfielders, Amarachi Okoronkwo, Ngozi Okobi, Regina Otu, Cecilia Nku, Chinaza Uchendo. And for the forwards, Azizat Oshola, Francisca Odega, Gift Monday, Rafiat Sule, and Rashidat Ajibade. Meanwhile, Super Eagles B head coach Mama Mapakabo, still pained by the 2-1 loss to Togo on Sunday, is hopeful that a greater goal building quality on the 23 side for Nigeria would not be lost. Nigeria lost to Togo in fierce Senegal in their first match of the 2019 Wafu Cup build to end October 13. It was a second loss for the mixed team of senior and junior players within a week. Abapakabo said in Fierce on Sunday 9 that as much as they desire to win the major trophy in Senegal, it is determined to ensure that the bigger plan of developing a squad of quality players is achieved. Nigeria will play their next match on Saturday against Cape Verde, who lost to Ivory Coast 4-1. The Eagles dropped down to losers competition after the loss to Togo. And to the camp of the Super Eagles, where former Inter Milan and Newcastle striker Bafemi Martins admitted that he's satisfied with the players called up by the Super Eagles coach Bernard Raw ahead of the international friendly game against Brazil on October 13 in Singapore. Martin made the statement in an interview monitored by Sports Attack, stating that any player called up by Nigeria is a good player and deserves to be part of the team.
But the fact that, you will call up to the national team as a football player means you're good players. If you call up to the national team, means you're very good. So, I didn't doubt none of the players.
However, the ex-Super Eagles striker disclosed he has no desire to hang up his boots just yet and has set his sights on joining a club soon.
I mean, I'm not quitting yet because I was injured last year. I've been willing to play. I've been training and I'm fit. So I'm still waiting to start playing again.
34-year-old, before drawing the curtains on his Nigeria career, boasted 18 goals from 42 outings. And let's head to the world now. The world, we're talking about FIFA, where women in Iran will be allowed to attend men's soccer matches, beginning with a World Cup qualifier next month, according to FIFA. Football's world governing body has long been concerned by the issues, and its president, Gianni Infantino, spoke on Iranian officials following the death of Saha Kahodayari, a female fan who set herself on fire after she was denied access to a soccer stadium in Tehran. Speaking at the FIFA conference on women's football in Milan on Sunday, Infantino said he had been assured that women will be allowed to attend Iran's next match against Cambodia. The ban against women going to stadiums where men are playing was brought in shortly after the 1979 Islamic Revolution. Kadayari appeared in Tehran court earlier this month, and after the case was adjourned, she poured gasoline over herself and set herself on fire. She died on Monday, September 9. Following Kadayari's death, Infantino called the ban unacceptable and stressed how important it was for the ban to be lifted.
Tonight, we have here as well the national team coach and the technical director of the women's national team of Iran. So there is women's football in Iran. And there is a problem as well, which is that women are not allowed to go to watch men's football in Iran. We have been active in this respect. We have been receiving insurances and assurances by the authorities, by the Football Federation in Iran, that this is going to change, and it will change as of the next international qualifying match of the Iran national team on the 10th of October. So we are looking forward to that, and we will look and have our eyes, the world will have its eyes on Iran and looking at women entering stadiums in Iran for football games.
Infantino also talked about creating more competitions for women. Let's take a listen.
With what happened last summer, believe me, this summer marks a turning point in women's football. We will make it shine at the top level. We will invest, we will create new competitions, Club World Cup, Nations League, and we will make sure that women's football will be side by side with men's football in all different levels.
However, Qatar wants to make alcohol accessible for visiting fans when it holds the 2020 World Cup, and will use cruise ships to ensure it can accommodate and accept 1 million visitors. The head of the organizing committee told reporters on Thursday. Nasser Al Qatar, chief executive of the 2020 World Cup, also promised that fans from Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and Egypt, countries currently boycotting the Gulf states, would not be barred. The four have accused Qatar of supporting terrorism, which it has denied. Alcohol in Qatar can only be bought and consumed in a handful of hotels, while visitors cannot import it into the country. Being drunk in a public place is socially unacceptable. In January, Qatar added 100% alcohol tax and increased prices, but then lowered them around 20 to 30%. Elsewhere, Liverpool are set to play will begin their campaign at the 40,000 capacity Education City Stadium in Doha in a semi-final on December 18. Win or lose, they will play in the same venue, which will host the third place playoff and the final once for the transfer of late Emiliano Sala. The sum corresponds to the first installment that Cardiff were due to pay the League One club as per their deal for the transfer of Sala agreed on January 19. FIFA said both clubs will have the opportunity to appeal the decision to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. And let's head straight to the EPL, where Manchester United and Arsenal played at a grim stalemate at Old Trafford that provided compelling evidence to illustrate just how far away from the Premier League challenge both clubs are. The disappointing encounter that was a pale shadow of their mighty clashes of years gone by. Scott McTominay gave Manchester United the lead at the end of an attritional first half with a rising drive from the edge of the area. Arsenal equalized just before the hour, courtesy of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's goal finish. It was originally ruled out for offside, but the video assistant referee confirmed the striker has been played onside by Harry Maguire. The result takes Arsenal into top four, but Manchester United are now down in 10th after an outcome that means they have made their worst start after 7 games in 30 years, failing to reach double figures for the first time since 1989 to 1990, a season in which they finished 13th. Let's hear from the coaches.
50-50. We wanted to win because we were thinking it was a very good opportunity here to achieve the 3 points. But after that result can do a good point if we win on Sunday against Bournemouth at home.
Results from games played yesterday. So we told you earlier that Manchester United and Arsenal played out a 1-1 draw. And in the Italian Serie A, Parma defeated Torino 3-2. And let's head to the UEFA Champions League, where Pep Guardiola is adamant his touches with Manchester City's owner is not dependent on Champions League successes. City hosts Dinamo Zagreb at the Etihad Stadium tonight, looking to build on their impressive 3-goal away win over Shakhtar Donetsk last time out. Having won 2 Premier League titles, 2 FA Cups and 2 League Cups during his 3 years at the helm, becoming champions of Europe is seen by many as the next logical progression for Guardiola. Quoting Pep, he said, "It's a logical next step to become the champions of Europe, but sometimes it cannot be possible elsewhere." Mauricio Pochettino's side has struggled to find consistency following a period of unrest in the dressing room, with key players including Christian Eriksen linked to moves that never materialized. Pochettino insists that they would need time to regain their unity and spirit, but Saturday's 2-1 victory gave the team a much-needed lift ahead of Tuesday's Champions League match against Bayern Munich. And as for games to expect today in the Champions League, we'll tell you Real Madrid are going to be facing Club Brugge by 5:55 today. Galatasaray up against Paris Saint-Germain. Leicester Belgrade will take on Olympiacos. Tottenham Hotspur will be at home waiting for Bayern Munich. Atalanta will do battle with Shakhtar Donetsk. Manchester City with Dinamo Zagreb. Juventus will be the host to Bayer Leverkusen. Lokomotiv Moscow will be up against Atletico Madrid. And that's the much we can take on Sports Attack this morning. I am Dr. Skoke, the sports diva, urging you to go out, watch the games without violence. The sports group will be back later today after the news update at 3 p.m. for the Nigerian football edition of today's Sports Live. But until then, have a splendid Tuesday and happy Independence to you all out there. Do have a wonderful celebration.
Good to have you here. Representatives from Daily Income. Engineer Offer Monday. He's the MD CEO Funny Vision Nigeria Limited. Good to have you here.
Good morning.
Mr. Gabriel Hero, entrepreneur.
Thank you. Good morning.
Engineer Victor Etin. Good to have all of you here. For the sake of the so many who have not heard this, and I'll be surprised if they haven't, but for the sake of those who haven't, what is Daily Income Stores?
Okay, for those who are tuning in for the first time to this frequency, Daily Income Store is a physical store here. Of course, that all you need to do is to walk into this store to do your own shopping. Of course, and then after your shopping, you have to drop your account details. Why do you have to do that? So that as other people are shopping from that same store, you'll be getting daily income or daily alert. And the good news is that this store sells things that we cannot do without. For example, you are hearing me right now. You cannot stay without not brushing your mouth. You're going to use chewing stick or toothpaste. You cannot stay without not taking your bath. You're going to use solid soap, liquid soap, or solid soap. That means human being daily needs and want cannot be satisfied. All these things are available in Daily Income Stores. Your normal daily needs and want, things you cannot do without. So all you need to do is to walk into Daily Income Stores only once in a year to do your shopping. Then you drop your account details. As other people are shopping after you from the same store, you'll be getting daily income. We are already 13 years in over 100 countries. We are already 7 years in Nigeria. And we are telling you we are holding a big business event because some people don't know about this. That are holding a training to show them how things work. And of course, if you are already hearing me and you're looking forward to have an extra income, looking forward to have a project, for financing a project, you need money to actually take it to a level. We can show you this opportunity. You go to Daily Income Stores, you do your shopping. Of course, you drop your account details. As other people are shopping after you, you'll be getting Daily Income. So if you're interested to be part of this event, we're going to give you details more soon.
What makes this store different? What's the innovation? What's special about Daily Income Stores?
Honestly speaking, I've been saying this over and over again. What makes us different is this. Traditionally, walk into any store, what you do is that you give money in exchange for goods or services. That's what you do traditionally. And of course, you walk out of the store. Transaction has been completed. But in Daily Income Stores, You don't just give money in exchange for goods or services. The company will give you an opportunity to drop your account details. That's what makes us different. That's what makes us unique. That's what makes us quite called that advancement in technology. That is the innovation about our business.
All right then. So shop and then drop your account
details.
And as people shop after you
in that same particular store, not all the stores.
That's okay. Not all the stores.
Not all the stores.
Okay.
There's a particular store you go to do your shopping. This store is already 7 years in Nigeria.
Mr. Gabriel Hero, how real is this? How true is this? Has this happened to you before?
For me, my experience with daily income stores is phenomenal. And that's because as a business coach and a mentor, I'm always very keen to know the root of everything I'm into, especially when I look at the relationship between myself and the people I'm mentoring. So at Daily Income Stores, I've come to realize that for every budding entrepreneur, they have the necessary business skill that's required of anybody who wants to go out there and make money. And you're not just making money. In today's world, there's what we call sustainable development. And for you to have a sustainable development, you have to think of a sustainable source of income. And Daily Income Source is one store that gives you that guarantee that you can actually make money on a sustainable basis. For example, my personal testimony, when I went to Daily Income Source for the very first time.
Where did you hear them on radio, just like this?
Yeah, I was driving. I was driving to my normal business day. I heard them talking about Daily Income Source over the radio. So I picked interest. I got the number. I text. I think that day it was text something. Enjoy, yes. So I was keen to really enjoy the ride with Daily Income Source. So I got there. I sat down. I listened to everything. Their seminar presentation was awesome, and the guys were very nice with me as a person. So I asked a few questions, and they answered me adequately. Then I shopped, and after shopping, they asked me to drop my account number, which was something I've never seen before. And I thought, is this for? I said, okay, let me just drop the account number. So I did. I left the account number with them. Got their product home. Their products were very awesome. The product, the beverages, everything were wonderful. Share with you my neighbors, and they loved it. Then a few days later, I got an alert in my phone. And it was from Daily Income Source. So at that point, I was convinced that for real, this thing is legitimate. This thing is real.
It's real.
And people are actually making a lot of money at Daily Income Stores.
Okay, good. So I'm also going to ask Mr. Victor now to share his experience.
All right, thank you very much. My humble self, I actually heard about Daily Income Stores on radio. Actually, it was on a Saturday because I worked in one of the multinationals, and no, I don't work on Saturdays. It was on a Saturday. I tuned to my radio. I heard about Daily Income Stores where you shop once, you drop your account number, you get paid as other customer shops after you. Of course, the first day I heard, I doubted it. I did not believe it. I was wondering how possible was it that you go and shop, then you get paid as other customer shops from the same store. It was the second Saturday I heard about it again. I said, okay, a question came to me, have you not used toothpaste? I answered myself, I've used toothpaste. So why not go and see? I went to the program. On getting there, I saw that the products they actually had were all NAFDA certified, toothpaste, soap, beverages, things that we use every day.